What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? What I want to talk about today is fear. Like, fear is not from God. Let's just get that out the way. God does not give us fear. We should know this. But the problem is that people that deal in fear, they don't understand what that really robs themselves of. See, fear will have you in a state of anxiety all times. And I have suffered from that. Anxiety, it'll overwhelm you. And that's what fear would do. And I use myself as an example. Had a conversation with my doctor and they told me that my next surgery is September 25th. And instantly it was just like, I felt fear because I'm like, it was a hard surgery. And it's like around that time, I'm envisioning like I'll just be feeling 100% normal. And then now I got to do the same thing again. So fear set in. And when fear sets in, it causes you to become a person that God does not want you to be. So I began to just think like, man, like why me and all of this other type of stuff. Now there's a difference. You can be concerned about whatever. It's when you allow fear to come in. Now it can look different for many different people. See, you ever met a person and every time, something happens or you trying to talk to them and they like, well, this is how I've always been. My attitude always been like this. That to me is a sense of fear too, because it's not that that's how you are. You have built up this wall. You have built up this defense mechanism that you feel that you have to be X, Y, and Z. That's just all from a place of fear. You just dwelling in fear. And my message to everybody out there today is, you got to get up out there because God don't reside there. There's a lot of that God has placed into people that will never be birthed into this earth simply because of fear. That's why I really appreciate people that take the path that many people have already went on. And, that might look like you're getting into music and people will tell you there are a million different artists. And so you're like, okay, there's a million different artists. So why am I jumping in this pool? Because it's so many people. It can be a billion, but if God got that for you, then it's for you. And a lot of times people get so held up on if God blessed this person, the blessings stop there. If God has blessed 150,000 people to be a singer, a rapper, a store owner, whatever, then it must stop there because that's all the blessings that's in store. No. That's not how this life works, but that's how fear would make you believe. And then what starts happening is you begin to start having a hatred for what God is doing for the next person. And then in that hatred becomes an identity. And that's when you know you messed up because now hatred is your identity. Now, when someone tells you, man, I can't believe, I just did X, Y, and Z, it doesn't sound the same to you because of how you feel about you. So now you telling other people that this person is always bragging, man, they always talking about what they got, this, that, and other. But meanwhile, you ain't bragging, you just giving thanks to God. But because of what you got going on in your life, it sounds like bragging. So instead of trying to get next to that person, you want to get everybody in your circle to be away from that person based upon how you feel. And what you don't understand is that person might be assigned to you. That person might be assigned to you to help you achieve what you're trying to do, but you're blinded by fear. Now fear is masked in, I just can't stand this person. I've been doing these videos for a long, long time, and I talk about this all the time, and some people get upset when I say this, but I get so much love from people that don't know me. And I'm understanding things a lot more because, like I said, so many people are wrapped up in fear because a lot of people might look at, let's just say me, a lot of people in my life might look at me and they might feel like I need to stay here and they are comfortable with me staying here. But when I talk about being here, it does something inside of them. So now they feel like they got to bring me down here. But what you don't understand is what God got for you can't no man take. And the problem is when you start entertaining the people that's trying to bring you down here, you delay God trying to bring you up here. So you got to know your battles. Sometimes you got to let people talk. Like I used to have a thing to where you say something about me, I'm going to say 10 about you. But that was my fear because my fear was this person lying on me. Everybody's going to believe it and this, that, and other, and it's a lie. But now I'm like, listen, I want y'all to believe whatever because it gives me a greater sense of who's for me. I already know God's for me. But the people on this earth, it just shows me like, oh, okay, I can't mess with this person. All right, cool. I thought I was cool with this person, but I can't mess with this person. But what I learned is I don't have to address everything, and you don't either. You ain't got to respond to everything. If this person sounds good lying on you, let because the people that's for you is for you. And what God has for you, they can't take. And that's the problem. You trying to defend something and you feel like I'm trying to defend my name. God got that. God got that. Your actions got that. A lot of times, the very person that you are is already in rooms that you ain't in. The problem is when you get into these verbal, confrontations with people, both of y'all look stupid. Both of y'all look stupid. When you come on social media to address what a person has said, a lot of times you're the one that comes off looking stupid because number one, a lot of those people don't care anyway. They just want to be entertained. But number two, a lot of times people have not even heard what this person said. Now here you go bringing light to it, trying to check the next person. Now they're invested in y'all drama. Now everybody's like, oh, what's going on? No, you got to stop. You ain't got to defend yourself. Let God do that. But the message of this video is the fear portion. God ain't in fear. And I'm speaking to myself because, I had a moment and I'm still having moments because I'm human. But I'm just like God, I want to go through this again. But then I'm like, okay, I'm not where I need to be right now, but I'm here. And every time I feel pain, I'm uncomfortable right now. But every time I feel it, God just let me know I'm still here. And that means that I have a mission. Yesterday I wanted to do a video or whatever, and I'm just like, man, I'm really not feeling good, but I should have did it. Because when you do what God calls you to do, you will be blessed. Y'all have a blessed day.